And welcome back. I'm Larry Menti. I think by now you know Gene Peacock, who is director of the Brandywine Zoo, and he's brought along Matt Halterman. What's your official title, Matt?
I'm the outreach program manager.
Because you go out to schools and to hospitals and stuff like that?
Just about anywhere in Delaware.
And you've also discovered that we have an insect problem in the studio.
We do.
Just a slight one. We brought in a couple of different things for you. The first one that I have here is our Madagascar hissing cockroach, which is one of the largest species of cockroaches.
Well, you got to make it hiss.
Let's see if you can hear it like that.
It's like air coming out of a balloon.
Well, what they do is they have in their abdomen, they'll force air through their abdomen and make that hissing sound, and it's a type of defense. So these guys are fairly common. People do have them as pets. We use them in our education program, and they're really cool guys. Bugs kind of, are an afterthought sometimes. And bugs and insects and arthropods and all of these guys serve an important niche in the circle of life, I guess, a way to put it. And that they're kind of like the garbage men, the composters of the natural world. So these guys will eat dead vegetation. You can hear them hissing when I rub his back.
You said from Africa?
Yeah, these are Madagascar, which is an island off the coast of Africa. Yep.
And so would you find these in your kitchen in Madagascar?
No. You'd usually find them under rocks, in logs, places like that if you're out looking for them.
Oh, is that just American cockroaches?
What you're thinking of is the American cockroach is actually called, it's the German cockroach, and it's a different species of cockroach, and that's what you find here. It's a little different animal, but these guys are very cool.
And what eats them? I mean, if you're an insect eater, that's a snack. This
would be a good meal. Cockroaches are actually full of protein, but these guys can give off a secretion that's a foul taste, that's mildly toxic, that can numb your mouth. But certain animals like lemurs and some of the animals you'd find in Madagascar would naturally prey on these, as well as some of the birds.
It's probably an important food source in
Madagascar,
those cockroaches.
Very much. Yeah, they're a great food source, but they also serve their role as the decomposers.
In my peripheral vision, I've been seeing Matt over there with these, and you seem to be enjoying them way too much.
Well, I'm just kind of trying to keep up with them, really. They're running all over the place.
What are they?
These are African giant millipedes. These are some millipedes that can possibly get up to about 1 foot long.
Wow.
Yep.
And where do they hang out?
You can actually find them in a lot of places in Africa, mostly northern Africa and into the foresty regions. But just like the cockroaches, they're another one of the decomposers or detrivores. So they eat a lot of rotting vegetation. So these actually play a very vital role in a lot of the forest lands out in Africa, because they provide a lot of nutrients basically every time they go to the bathroom.
And what eats them?
Same kind of critters. A lot of the different types of primates out there have developed a taste for them. A lot of birds and some smaller reptiles and amphibians.
Are the insects as popular at the zoo?
Well, these, believe it or not, are actually not insects.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yep, these they have about 120 legs. Every little segment that they have 2 pairs of legs in there. So if you count them all up, they have roughly about 120. So these are a type of arthropod that we do have at the zoo. Now, they are behind the scenes, so we try to use these more for our programs or visiting you guys. And they are, believe it or not, a pretty popular critter for the zoo.
They're popular going out, probably. Not so much when you visit the zoo, but when you go out.
Well, when we bring them out for programs and stuff in the zoo, because number one, people don't get to see them, but they're that type of animal that people, they want to cringe and they go, ooh, when they see them. But when you get to look at them close and you hear how important they are, you really get to understand them, and that every animal from the giant elephant down to the bugs has a role.
And now, as we watch them work, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but as we watch them work, tell me about what's coming up at the zoo.
All right. Well, at the zoo, our season opens up at the beginning of March, and our monkeys are coming back. So we'll have our golden line tamarins and our tufted marmosets will be back on display at the zoo, inside the zoo grounds, in a nice new exhibit. And opening weekend is actually Star Wars weekend at the zoo, so we'll have Star Wars characters from the 501st Legion, Garrison Kurita, coming out for kids of all ages to come and see and meet and get their photo with. And just be a good time.
What weekend is that, the Star Wars thing?
March 7th. That's the opening weekend. So be a good way to kick the season off after a cold winter.
Plus, you have the new Star Wars movie coming out.
Well,
pretty soon.
that's
so
later.
it's going to be.
I'll be a big fan of that.
No, I know. So are my kids. I'm going to come out to that too. Real quick, how do you get more information and how do you find your place?
You can go to the zoo's website, www.brandywinezoo.org. It's got directions, price of admission, everything, but we're downtown right off of 18th Street on Brandywine Creek, right across from downtown Wilmington.
I love how you sit here and have a conversation with me with a cockroach in the palm of your hand constantly, and you with the centipede rolling all over you. Does anything freak you out at all?
Not really.
No,
you get used to it. I mean, when you work in zoos, you see a lot of things, and you kind of get used to it.
Well, I'd shake your hand, but I don't want to kill your exhibit. So, Gene, I'll just say thank you.
it.
Well, you still got the stuff on there. Oh, he's hissing.
Yeah, he's hissing
as
now.
it went. I'll just wave.
Put him on his back.
Gene Peacock, the director of the Brandywine Zoo. Matt Halterman, thank you so much, and thanks for bringing your friends. I'm Larry Menti. This is the Delaware Way. Stick around for another thing.